World's biggest sharks. Sharks are known to be the most dangerous vertebrates in the ocean. Just their name can bring jitters down your spine. So what about bumping into some of the most humongous of them ever existing out there? Can you look straight in its eyes like these guys? For Aquaman, this isn't a big deal at all. Brace yourself as we dive deep into the oceans to uncover the biggest sharks. But first, let's take a look at this captured tiger shark. Number 10. Tiger shark. This monster tiger shark was caught by fishermen along the Australian coast. It turned out to be a disappointment to the fishermen, as what was to be a hearty catch turned out to be a corpse of this 6-meter shark. Being a nocturnal hunter, tiger sharks feast on anything that comes its way, including trash. The stripes that run down its body give it a fierce tiger look that make every prey submit to it. If their fishermen considered this a young catch, I wonder how a fully matured one would have made them react. Being a garbage eater, its stomach's adapted to sustain even the most toxic of materials. Maybe this guy went a little too far this time to land in this situation. Let's look at the positive side of it. After it was tested safe for consumption, everyone bagged something for dinner that day. Polite tip, in case you run into this thug in its territory, don't try to play tourist, run. Number 9. Basking shark. Do you notice your child developing an interest in sharks? Then the Basking shark is the best book for them. Don't panic when they come home one day and tell you that they rode one. The Basking shark got its name from its behavior of feeding near the surface. Maybe it's going up there to get a little sun-kissed before going back down to the dark. It's the largest of 3 filter feeders that we're going to see on this list. It opens its mouth wide, allowing water and other zooplanktons to enter. By doing so, the mouth-gaping feeder uses its gill slits to squeeze out the water, leaving just the food behind. Kinda reminds me of how I destroy milk and Oreos. The shark is very tolerant and not very dangerous. It's actually the second largest shark in the world, measuring 15.2 meters longer than the whale shark. These creatures take their lives smooth and swim along at a very slow pace. Number 8. Whale shark. Whale shark? That combo is scary. Whale plus shark is equal to a cool friend. Despite its ambiguous name, you'd love it when you come across this beast. Don't be too conclusive on these sharks being the biggest in the ocean. There are bigger than them, and some are not even yet discovered. It grows up to 20 feet and has a blunt snout on the top of its mouth. Its body is covered in white spots with stripes running vertically down its tail. Its adaptive jaws open widely to filter anything. These guys, of course, love their plankton. And in fact, it's so docile, it'll let courageous divers ride on its huge back. Number 7. Great white shark. The great white trailer. You'll be on the safer side of this guy if you don't get close. And by that, I mean stay far away from this brute. A normal great white shark is about 4.6 meters, but the biggest runs up to 6 meters long. That's almost 7/10 of a London bus. Its wide belly makes it acquire the name. And with a powerful tail, it can propel at a maximum speed of 56 kilometers an hour. Yikes! Take a daring look at it and try not to quiver. While these man-eaters lurch at anything from behind and chomp, humans aren't a big part of its menu. It is a curious one though that'll take sample bites if it's not sure what's in front of them. That's where a man falls prey. If you get caught in these jaws, there's no way you can escape. It has 300 triangular-shaped, sharp teeth arranged in rows of 7. And get this, mother sharks are the most prejudiced of all. When a mother great white shark gives birth, she makes no follow-up on her young and might even eat them. That's a bad mom. They also have a great sense of smell. It can smell a drop of blood 2 miles away from where you are. Don't say I didn't warn you. Number 6. Goblin shark. If you're scared of horror, then grab someone next to you because the goblin shark will render you scared stiff in a second. Its unusually long snout got it a nickname in Japan, meaning a monster with a long face. It measures up to 5 meters in length. Leave the great white shark and megalodon alone, this one is going to give you nightmares more than both of those combined. Number 5. Great hammerhead shark. Its unusual name comes from the distinctive straight snout that runs horizontally on the front part of the shark. Nature has a way of balancing these sharks because this hammer-like head was meant for stingrays. This shark can grow up to 18 feet long and weighs more than 1,000 pounds. This guy's likely to go uninvited to a party, but if he does pull up, he would beat everybody at their own party tricks. It would be terrifying if these huge creatures came your way underwater, lethal or not. Number 4. Thresher shark. Can you imagine having a tail that makes supposedly such a great tasting soup that you're being hunted because of it? The thresher shark is on the verge of extinction despite its beautiful existence. It has a cone-shaped nose and a short head. Its name comes from its long tail that's a key element for hunting down its prey. Threshers grow up to 6 meters long. Even though they're active predators, humans aren't on the menu. But as for humans, the thresher shark's tail sure is. Number 3. Greenland shark. If you want to know the secret of living long, then the Greenland shark remedy is everything you need. Don't be skeptical when I tell you that this fella here was present during the Great Plague of London in 1665 and also the presidential inauguration of George Washington in 1789. There's a specimen estimated to have lived for 512 years. This shark's been swimming for more than 500 plus years? Talk about a workout. Beauty does fall in the eyes of the beholder, though. The Greenland shark is ranked among the ugliest creatures that do exist. Don't fall for its sluggish movement, too. You might end up in its big belly before you know it. Despite having poor vision, its other senses plus its reflexes are very good, especially deep in the dark waters of the Arctic Ocean. They're a hidden gem in Greenland. If you don't want a direct ticket to a trauma center, make sure to not consume this shark. Its flesh is actually full of toxins, keeping its body from freezing. Typically, a normal Greenland shark weighs from 400 kilograms up to 1,000. If you're lucky enough to see this shark, treasure that memory, because you might not see it again after 20 years of actually looking. Number 2. Megamouth shark. Careful, dear, that's not a water hole you're thinking of. The 1.3 meter width of the Megamouth shark's mouth almost got me sitting on the edge of my seat. They're such a bizarre looking animal, but they could have your jaw breaking. But you could have your jaw breaking if I told you it's more gentle and less dangerous than any shark on this list. Hard to believe, right? Miss Meg is the smallest of the 3 known filter feeders. It grows up to 20 feet long and an average weight of 1,200 kilograms. Can you imagine that this shark is so rare it was caught for the first time in 1976 by the US Navy? The crew must have been lucky to be the first one to encounter such a rare species. And ladies, you have a new companion around. The Megamouth likes their lips glowing, making it easier for a meal to find its way into their mouth. Camouflage like that means small prey like fish may miss the danger signs heading their way. Crafty, right? This adaptability is an added advantage because it makes zero effort in feeding itself. No wonder it took the laziness crown home with it. This peculiar animal lives a strange life. Its rare nature makes us almost assume it doesn't have a colony and just exists on its own. The shocking part is it has 50 rows of tiny teeth, but oddly enough, only 3 rows are functional. Number 1. Bluntnose sixgill shark. Here comes the shark with the coolest eyes in the animal kingdom. It possesses a pair of green-looking eyes. The military should consider having this shark on their missions. This adaptability has it living 2,000 meters deep on the seabed. Just like its name, it has a blunt nose and 6 gills, contrary to most other sharks. They grow up to 16 feet in length, with females maturing faster than males. This loner can have his brother as an evening meal with no regrets. And to avoid such drama, it prefers to just be alone. Mothers hide their juveniles in the shallow waters, so if you think you've just come across a huge 6-gill, be humble, that's just a baby shark. Mother sharks carry their babies for 2 full years, with the longest known being 3.5. That would be a nightmare if it happened to humans, but I guess those sharks are used to it. The 6-gill shark is sold for its meat and oil. If you want to shock your taste buds, be sure to have one of your meals graced with this buddy. Thank me later. See y'all next time.